everyone, I'm Chelsea Footler with the 6 o'clock SPN newscast. Tonight I'm talking with Tomás de Torquemada, the guy responsible for the Spanish Inquisitions and history's most wanted criminal. In an attempt to annihilate any threats to the Catholic Church in Spain, he has tortured and killed tens of thousands of non-Spaniards. His favorite methods include burning victims alive, tearing their limbs out of their sockets, and turtling victims by crushing them with heavy weights. Tony Sockford and I will be speaking with Torquemada, his supporters, and a torturee to get a closer look at this monster of a man. Here in our studio we have the man himself, Tomás de Torquemada, all the way from Spain. Good afternoon, sir.
Hola.
I wanted to start off by asking, what exactly were the Spanish Inquisitions?
Well, basically, the Inquisitions rid Spain of all Jews and Muslims, but it also converted these people to Catholicism and made sure that they knew who was in charge.
What exactly do you mean by that?
I mean that we, the Catholic leaders of Spain, did whatever was necessary to ensure that all non-Catholics were not in Spain.
And how exactly did you make that happen?
You'd be surprised how much information people are willing to give up when their limbs are being pulled out of the socket.
Oh, and this was the only way to get people to confess to heresy?
The more it hurts, the more they talk.
Okay then, let's take a look at my interview with Queen Isabella of Spain from earlier today to get her view of the Inquisitions. I'm here in the SPN newsroom talking with Queen Isabella in front of her castle in Spain. How are you today?
Bien, gracias.
So, I wanted to start off by asking, you're a supporter of Torquemada and his jumpstart of the Inquisitions?
Yes, I think his decision to keep us Catholics in power was a good one. The way for us to keep authority was for all opponents to be eliminated.
So you are aware of what he did in order to keep that power?
See, at first I was hesitant to give him my support in his torturing, but I eventually saw that his methods were successful. Because of him, the Church has been able to maintain its power.
Alrighty then. Well, thanks for talking to us today, Your Highness. Up next, Tony Sockford will be speaking with yet another supporter of Tomás, Pope Sixtus IV. This is Chelsea Footler with SPN, now to the San Pablo Dominican Monastery.
I am lucky to be here with one of Torquemada's biggest supporters, Pope Sixtus IV. Hello, Pope Sixtus. Thanks for speaking with us today.
Of course. I'm happy to give my input.
Well, I am just going to ask a question I'm sure all of us are thinking. Why would you support the most wanted man in the world?
Because he began something that is necessary. He has my full support.
Necessary? Why would forcing people against their will, torturing them no less, be what God wants?
I would rather you not question my authority over my people, but being Catholic should be the only way to live. So, Torquemada was right to do what he has done.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, but you feel Torquemada should be taken off the most wanted list?
Yes, most definitely. I strongly encourage his actions. He is taking a stand for what is right, and I am right by his side.
Well, there you have it. The world's #1 most wanted man has the support of the Pope, who has over 1 million supporters himself.
Welcome, gang. Today we're here to discuss whether hurting another human being is ever good or bad. So what do we think? Is hurting ever good?
No!
Why not?
Well, when Willie ate Sam, I cried all night.
Who is Sam?
Sam's my cat.
Okay, that sounds pretty sad. Who is Willie?
Willie's my fish.
I'm not sure that makes any sense, so we'll just move on.
It's
Anyone
not
else
okay
think
to
it's
hurt
good?
anyone, because if you hurt someone, then they hurt someone else, and then that person hurts someone else, and then everyone just keeps hurting everyone.
Yeah, so kind of circular emotion there, okay.
I mean, sometimes agree with that because, well, if you shoot something and then you put it in your freezer, and I mean, I guess that's okay because you're gonna eat it and it's like food now. So, I mean, yeah, that's good.
So, Sam and Willie ought to be pretty scared right by now for the tooth. What do you think there, hippie? Always a hippie in here. So, now you know, hurting humans is never good.
Here I am interviewing Eli Saugestine to get an idea of the Inquisitions from the eyes of its victims. Now tell me, what happened soon after the Inquisitions began?
Within a year, more than hundreds of Jewish converts had been turned over to the secular government to undergo various combinations of imprisonment and torture, while others fled the country.
Interesting. About how many Jews were expelled from Spain?
Around 600,000. We were forced to flee Spain, while those of us, pigs, who converted to Christianity were burned at the stake. Hence my situation.
So, obviously the Inquisitions didn't work in your favor.
No, not at all. We were arrested and accused of not being true Christians. We were tortured until we confessed to being heretics. After confessing, some of us were killed, but others were lucky enough to be spared the pain of burning alive and were strangled instead.
Speaking of burning, doesn't that hurt a little?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm fine. This sort of thing happens to Jews like me all the time.
Well, you've heard it. The Jews have suffered a great deal, yet they are still pushing through. The Spanish Inquisitions were the result of the fervor for purification of Christianity, presented by Queen Isabella, King Ferdinand, and especially Tomás de Torquemada. Hopefully not everyone out there watching the newscast understands the importance of the cruelty put out by Torquemada and the rationality of him being the world's most wanted. This is Tonya Sockford with SPN. Thank you and good night.